give, it's an experience and it's a mystery. Imagine that you giving or receiving. Imagine if you give, you think you would have less, right? But that's a mystery. When you give, the angels begin to do certain maneuvers to prosper you. I remember when I used to belong to the system, I used to go to Sunday school, and they would give us a class before the main conference that evening. This man that would give classes, his wife was blind, and he had 4 children. So what happens? People would always save their offering for the main service, but when they would gather offerings in the Bible class, people would drop change. And I remember when he would hear change being dropped in the basket, he'd say, no, you can't be dropping no change here. You should drop dollars. You should sow dollars. That's for religious mass out there with Catholicism. And I would be bothered a little, because how can this man be telling people not to give change? When you're new, you notice many things that bother you. But then one day I spoke to the pastor and I said, listen, what's this that this man, people put change and he's telling them they must give dollars. And the pastor said, it's that he loves this ministry and he loves the word and he wants you to be well. If he's teaching you to give, that means he's a good teacher. So then I understood and became to know that he was the one that most sold and gave. And then I discovered he had the best house and the best automobile in the church. Out there in Massachusetts, when the Latinos began to arrive. And I said, man, why? And he wouldn't collect offerings for him because he had his own job. He would give for the needs of the property they owned. He was a giver, and since he was a giver, he always had. I don't know what the Lord may be ministering to you, but I don't want that any root of this evil touch any of our families here. If I love you, well, I don't want anything wrong to happen to you. But it says they were pierced through with many sorrows. A person that doesn't give is pierced with pain. He loses here, he loses over there. You see them always whining and complaining. And the more he has, the more he wants. He makes people's lives impossible. It's because that ruins your personality. When you surrender your mind to this doctrine, everything changes. A mind that doesn't surrender to this doctrine, it's a mind that's not free. It's worried. It has concerns. But when you say, I believe, I receive, this is the truth, then suddenly all of the tissues from your face get organized. Yes. It's as if you enter God's rest. I've surrendered. But while you're being challenged, the person ages. Don't you see that God made you in a form that you may receive this advice of love? Is that this advice is going to do good for you.